Good morning. Welcome to Insanity Fair. I posted a video yesterday about postmodernism, gender studies, and cultural imperialism. And I saw yesterday a news story which really provides very strong evidence for my thesis, which is that that gender studies represents American cultural imperialism. And there's direct proof of this in that a college in Cambridge University in England, which is now called Murray Edwards College, which used to be called New Hall, founded in 1954, has decided to accept trans women students. And this year also marks the decision by Wellesley College in America to accept trans women who have started this year for the first time, reversing their policy, which was that only women who were legally women were allowed to join the college as students. Now, there are a number of things to say about that. The first thing is that when they talk about, trans women, what they mean actually now is men. Because if it was just a policy about transsexual women who'd had, surgical interventions and made this very serious decision that they were going to become men because they couldn't bear living in they were going to become women, because they couldn't bear living in a male body, whatever it was, then there would be no need for any of these decisions because, as they've said, that they wouldn't draw attention to any such admissions because it would be very unfair on everybody concerned. So if there is a legally reconstituted person like that, then they would presumably be let in, and presumably this must have happened, in many places, and quite rightly. They've just kept quiet about it so as not to create any problems. But what they're doing now is they're saying that they are going to allow people in who self-identify as women. Now, they already have a number of students who are women but who self-identify as men, with men's names and dressing as men and so on. So, in a way, this is a logical next step in the madness. And there's obviously been some resistance to this from staff and from students, but the gender studies activists are too powerful and they've won. So now, what's happened in Cambridge? Exactly the same thing. The statements from the people who've done this, they're just quite clearly under the influence of gender studies ideology, and they're saying that it would be unfair to discriminate against people who self-identify as women. Well, this self-identification just amounts to announcing I am a woman. I could do it, and it must be a temptation, in fact, because presumably you're going to get preferential treatment. So that, young men who want to get into Cambridge, well, that looks like a pretty good bet. Just put some lipstick on, turn up to the interview and tell them that you're a woman. So, nobody would think of this on their own, There's no reason for this to happen in Britain, except that they want to conform with the American norm. And so this, as I say, supports my argument. There's a link to my longer 45 minutes analysis which I posted yesterday. So that's that.